Innsbruck in Austria, nestled in a valley in the Austrian Tyrol Mountains, twice an Olympic city, and we are in the hills above Innsbruck itself at the track in the little village of Eagles, the venue for the first race weekend of the BMW IBSF Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Cup. Friday is Skeleton Day, and after last year's final race winner on this track won the men's race, what can we expect from the women's competition? Well, John Morgan, what we can't expect is that nobody really knows this track. It is well rehearsed. It's been in action a long while.
Yeah, it was the first track for a refrigerated track used for an Olympic Games in '76. Start record, Ilana Nikitina, well, that's just like her Russian teammate Trechikov, who just won the men's race this morning. The start is so important on this track, but we didn't see the best start win this race. So in the women here, some of the top athletes don't get great starts, but boy, if you make any mistakes on this track up here where the speeds are slow, any mistake really puts you behind the 8 ball for a good time. At the bottom exit of this Kreisel into curve 8, now into big 9. 9 is the albatross of the track to me. This long straightaway to 10. This is where it's fast. You know, 78 miles an hour. Janine Flock, Austria, World Cup winner from last year, the season title holder. Through and down, uphill, and then this is where the fun begins for the athletes. They got to stop the sled, and they run into those little styrofoam blankets. And Martin, it's an easy track to get down. It's very difficult to get down fast.
Yeah, it can be quite easy to get hurt as well at the end there. As you say, they have just those little foam crash mats, and there is a lot of crashing and not quite so much foam. Well, our athletes getting ready at the top of the track. We have 25 sliders in today's field, 2 of whom will be brand new to World Cup racing, one of whom has barely had any international racing at all. Of course, it was a crazy season last year. We were here 3 times in 8 races, and we stay here for a second World Cup weekend next week here. So for everybody, it's time to hunker down and try and finesse the living daylights out of this track, because the devil is here in the detail. There are a few changes in national team lineups. We'll get to cover those. Good to see Jane Chanel back at the start of the season for Canada, and Mimi Reneva after a year on the sidelines with injury. Our first slider is our first rookie, Inyuji Kim of Korea, then Dan Xiao of China, making her World Cup debut. She has had 2 international races up to this stage. And some other of our front-running names will be found right in the center of the field, including, of course, the local heroine, Janine Flock. Well, Kimberly Boss, a medalist here in the last race, will be down towards the tail of our 25 sled field. Race 1 of the BMW IBSF World Cup season, and race 1 under lights for Inyuji Kim of Korea. Her World Cup debut, 29 years old. Oh, big skid for the North America's Cup champion from 2 seasons ago. Did not race internationally once last year. She spent the entire year on ice in Pyeongchang.
Well, the big mistake she just made there, Martin, in her World Cup debut is going to cost her on this track. You can't gain time on the way down. You can only prevent yourself from losing time, and she lost a lot of time in that mistake right there in the first 100 meters.
Yeah, she certainly did, and unfortunately, that lack of speed, it's like a drag race. It follows you all the way to the line.
115.
Well, the men were getting 121 at the bottom. So the lighter female athletes, maybe not quite so fast starters and not so much mass to help gravity accelerate them. But nevertheless, this crash tunnel is definitely still a wild ride.
1.8 seconds off the track record, but you know, I don't know if we'll get to the track record. We got within a half second of it at the for the men's competition this morning. The times in the second heat were faster than the first heat, which was not usually the norm. Here's the mistake. She knows it. All she could do is hit the wall, take your medicine, and this wasn't smooth either, Martin. You know, side to side, and I call that the pivotal part of the track, the exit of 9 into the finish. She clips the wall there before the electric eye, which is right where the snow starts.
Well, welcome to the World Cup, Yoon-ji Kim. She may yet make the second heat. 5 of our sliders won't. What about Brogan Crowley? 5th place here in January's race. This is only the British slider's 7th ever World Cup. She returned a couple of seasons ago after 3 ankle surgeries and has gradually been finding her pace again.
5:28, great start. Track record, you know, for the start is 5:11. This is a great start by this PBR athlete who finished 15th at the Nanking China track in the test about a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
A lot of skidding going on up at the top of the track, John. Doesn't look like she's got the control she wants. Now, that can be good because less control, less contact means better speed, but...
sometimes loose is fast, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's more appropriate in bobsled than these little small trays that these athletes are sliding down at 115 kilometers.
Kristen Bromley made a reputation out of being loose and fast, or loose and slow. You could never quite tell. There's Matt Weston, who raced earlier, 54.6. All right.
Closer. 1 second and 13 hundredths off the track record. Good start, good run. I bet you that's one of the top starts.
Yeah, a little winded as ever by the crash mats there, I think.
Well, the spray off the runners. Not the friend of an athlete in this sport. Anytime you see that spray, that's cutting ice, friction.
Well, for comparison, in this race last year, her first heat, which was 5th quickest, was a 54.34. She's just done a 54.60. Next is our second debutante, 18-year-old Dan Shao. She has had 2 international races. She was in the Youth Olympic Games in 2020 in St. Moritz, finished in 7th place. And she also raced in the Junior World Championships last year. Another of Woody's wonders, Mark Wood's development squad. Dave Kreszczeshin there at the top yelling her off. So this is her first championship or cup race. Hasn't raced Europa Cup, hasn't raced North America's Cup, hasn't raced ICC.
And none of these Chinese athletes competed on that event a month ago on the Olympic track in Nanking. Strategy to not show the lines that these Chinese athletes have probably had 1,000 trips on that track, Martin.
Yep, she may not know eagles, but I bet she knows the Olympic track well. Little hit on the inside the time against Brogan Crowley.
She's doing pretty good. She was 1,100 down at the start. It's only 1,400. She's got the best speed. She could get this into the green, but she does. This is impressive. First time we've ever seen this young 18-year-old. I'm
She's
impressed.
Fly
54.36
up. Yeah.
Very impressed with. I'm sure she hasn't been on this track, Martin. Ooh.
I don't think so. Certainly not in racing.
Diminutive. And, you know, 1,100's back on the start, and she comes down with almost 4 kilometers better speed than the previous 2 sleds.
Well, Mark Wood's telling me that she was picked up when she was 15 years old out of a talent search program, so 3 seasons ago, and she raced in the Youth Olympic Games, so she has got 1 Olympic Games under her belt already before she even makes a World Cup debut.
That's the Junior Games, Junior Olympic Games, which was awesome. Only been staged twice now.
Well, she is
again,
certainly
Martin, this is
full of excitement.
Yeah.
Next
we're
up,
going to see
Yulia
a
Kanakina
start.
of Russia. Well, we've had two rookies. This woman starting her 40th World Cup race now, loving the new helmet. But again, everybody in the men's field had trouble with that right groove, and so are the women.
Start time only a 5:24. I thought she'd do better than that. She's one of the top 2 or 3 athletes every race with the top start. 2,600s up. That's reflective of being 5,800 or being 1,500s up on the Chinese athlete who just came down is in the lead. But Julia has problems maintaining speed. There, she's lost some time back. Let's see what her speed's going to come up here on the exit of 9. Only the 3rd best speed, and this is going to be close. All she can do to hold on, I don't think she's going to do it.
Yeah, lots of tap dancing all the way down, using the toes to correct almost every steer. So it looks like she just set the sled up, expecting a little more grip, and it's just a little looser than she wanted. Well, 1 medal in her career. She's got 1 bronze medal in the World Cup. Best result here, a couple of 7th places, and she may well be in that bottom half of the top 10 after that first run.
Well, it's a great athlete at the start. All the 3 of these Russian athletes are. Look at that foot come way up. That's a little insecurity as she gets into that first curve, and she skidded. Here on the exit of curve 9, we're looking for runners coming straight at us. She had some skid. That's why she had the 3rd best speed right there. She looked at the video.
So another familiar face, World Cup start number 46 for Jacqueline Lurling, former world champion and the silver medalist in the Olympic Games in 2018. Silver medalist in the Worlds last February in Altenburg behind Tina Hermann, her teammate. Never been out of the top 9, not here in Innsbruck, anywhere in the world. 29 podiums out of her 46 starts. She has never finished lower than 9th. If that's not cursed with a commentator, I don't know what is.
Perfect exit out of the grooves. The 5th best start of 5 sleds. She is not a speed merchant in the first 50 meters, but this female athlete here knows how to really let the sled fly in the bottom part of the track. Now, she just finished 4th over in Yanqing, China, you know, which is a longer track, which really suits her style.
She has been a race winner here in Innsbruck as well.
3,100's back. How could she overcome that in the last 400 meters? If there's anybody that can, it's this athlete here. 3,100, let's see what it is now.
Her and Tina Hermann.
1,800.
Here we go.
She's coming.
This could be a dead heat at the line. How close to Xiao is she? 100 of a second.
Martin, you're 100th off, Martin. You got to sharpen up a little bit.
Moly. From 43 hundredths back.
Hundredths back. She got beat by 30 hundredths at the start. But she only beat the Martin.
Said in the men's race, if there was another 10 meters of ice, she needed about another 10 centimeters of ice to be able to take the lead there. Wow.
Martin, she's 100th ahead of the 18-year-old Chinese athlete that we've never seen before.
Yes, I know.
What does that tell you about China winning a medal at these Olympics? This is a former world champion, Olympic medalist.
Schöne Grüße nach Hause.
Well,
young Chinese
5:69 start compared to 5:39. Jacqueline Lurling leads, though, from Dan Chao. Next up, Megan Henry returning to World Cup. 34-year-old American soldier. She was on military duty just a couple of weeks ago before heading to Europe for the new season. 5:42 the getaway.
She finished 19th in Yanqing, China. You know, the start time, the 5th best start, the 3rd best speed. Well, she's
raced only in North America last year, John. 3 North America's Cup races, 3 wins. She's had 1 World Cup season, that was 2019-20, back in the olden days before you know what.
Yes. Well, that's a
BC
pretty
as
good
we're
exit
calling
there.
it now.
Second
Yeah, nice
best
looking run.
speed. Second best speed. This is pretty good. She's hanging in there. This is going to be close.
1800s. Listen, if you finish ahead of Jacqueline Lurling anywhere in Europe, you know you've done a good
That's
race.
awesome.
100
There's a
back.
tie.
Tied for second.
Listen.
Well, hang on a minute. 6 leads down, we've got our first tie. That's taken a long while.
But the American camp's got to be excited about that, to have Megan Henry be within 100th of Jacqueline Lurling. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I stepped on my sled.
Oh, wow.
On her
All right.
sled. That means at the start, she must have stepped on her sled.
Well, Tuffy Latour, another
great
tap
exit
athlete.
there. Give you know, Megan Henry, this was a good run. No skidding.
Really good. Really good run.
I think you would have told me she'd be 100th after her finish in China compared to here. I wouldn't have figured she'd be 100th out of Jacqueline Lurling, and she didn't get a great start.
All right.
Good run for Megan Henry.
Yeah, absolutely was. Now then, let's see what Tina Hermann can do, our 4-time world champion, including 2 of those in the last 2 seasons in Altenburg. Tina now 29 years old. This is her 57th World Cup start. She is fast becoming one of the most veteran sliders. 9 World Cup races here. 1 gold, 1 bronze medal is the Copel Hall. This is the track that rewards her least, you'd say.
Well, she won the event in Yanqing, China 3 weeks ago, and she won her first ever World Championships, I think, on this track in 2015, Mark.
You might well be right. Your memory is always spot on. 1900s up.
That's gonna...
Now remember, Jacqueline Lurling, John, came 4300s back at that stage to lead by 100.
Watch this, she's 2100s up at the best speed of the exit of Kreisel.
Yeah.
She should grow if she has a good exit here, and she doesn't.
Oh.
Speed is still the best.
Yeah.
Still the best speed, so she's the leader.
Lurling.
She's going to be the leader, just a question, by 2/10.
Tenth of a second, maybe. All right, 1800, spot on. The Rain Mountain of bobsled strikes again. Well, 11 World Cup wins, only 1 of them has come here, John. And she's not happy. That error coming out of 9.
Well, no. Listen, there's no athlete that wears their results on their face more than this. Listen.
Yeah.
No one has more of what she did, good or bad, on her face when they get to the bottom than Tina Hermann.
Yeah, she's not happy with that start groove. After kicking all the men sideways all morning, it's still doing it. I agree, I'm not happy with that either. As a fan, you don't want to see that.
Little high here on the exit of 9 that throws her over to the right-hand wall. This is the forward shot. Now watch her late, and you know, how much is that worth? I mean, she's the leader, and she's beating herself up.
Yep.
She's a perfectionist, is what she is.
She also doesn't like the way that the finish, the outrun in the tunnel there, beats you up. So next up then, Kim Marmans of Belgium, 25-year-old, went to school in Berchtesgaden, Bavaria with Tina Hermann, grew up with her, started sliding with her, raced in the German youth program with her, now sliding for her home nation of Belgium.
Pretty impressive start. I didn't know Kim got a start like that in the past.
She gets quicker and quicker.
She's right there, 200s behind Kanakina. I think Kanakina had some problems at the start. I think she should have been down in the 20 or in the high teens. 6/10 lead. This is, wow. This is
well,
pretty...
they teach them well in Bavaria. This is Bavarian school versus Bavarian school. They might be sliding for different nations now, but they had the same tutelage. Third best pace, though.
Wow, she's a half second. She's getting near the track record. She could be 53.75. Wow.
Wow.
She just
what a run.
2 German slugs by half a second. Well, let's listen to her.
She loves that.
Listen.
That's how we start. Woo!
The start times, what she just said. She doesn't start like that in the past seasons.
Whoa!
That's impressive, Martin. 1800s from the track record.
All right, her World Cup best results are 3 fifth places. She's never been higher than 11th here. She has just blown the double or 4-time world champion away.
Wow. I mean, I was impressed with the Chinese athlete. This is the most impressive run I've seen so far.
Crushing
start time, Kim.
it.
Improved
Wow.
start. I got to go back and look at what her start times used to be compared to that one.
Right, you do that. I'll talk about Elena Nikitin, the 29-year-old Russian. She won here the last time we were here, which was in January last year. Her first ever World Cup win came here in January 2013. She's got 3 wins here and a silver since that win. So she's got 4 wins and a silver medal here since 2013 in World Cup races alone. This is her 12th World Cup start. She knows the track inside out, and 5:17 is an electrifying getaway.
And Martin, she's got a history of not having good drives. She's only 1200s there. She should have been more than that. This should go up to 15 or 2000, so she made a mistake. 7, she made a mistake up there in curve 2 or 3, and she's not going to beat Kim at the bottom. Watch. Wildman's, I don't know what she did.
But it's now about Marmons. It's less what she did, but it's what she does in the next run as well to hang on to that.
200, right to the 100. This is, don't think she's going to do it. No.
She's going to be second, does she? Second or third? Second by 12 hundredths. That was still a big run.
But still 3/10 ahead of Tina Herman.
Yeah.
48 hundredths ahead of Jacqueline Lowling.
Hang on a minute. This is a track where we have dead heats left, right, and center. Nobody is half a second better. It just doesn't happen.
Her mistake had to be up top, Martin. Had to be up top, because she should have taken that superior start time, that 800s. She should have had that to 25 or 30 hundredths and only went out to 12. So her mistake's up there, top 2, 3, curve 2 or 3. Here's the start. Let's see what happens. What happens here in the entrance to the curve. Oh, she touches the sidewall. That doesn't look too bad.
Same as Tina Herman. It's that start groove.
But she's late there. Look, she's late there, and she hits the exit of curve 1 at the wrong time, and then here, this is down.
Boom. Out of 10.
Boom, out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't think she held her own down here. It was up top.
Second run. We will indeed. All right, next up then, Anna Fernstedt, formerly of Germany, now of the Czech Republic. 30th World Cup race for her, her 17th in the colours of her birth nation. Best result here, 8th place.
6th in the China event. She's another Jacqueline Lowling type start. You don't want to watch the start, but you definitely want to watch the speed. She's going to be 67 hundredths behind. She might get this back to 25 or 30 hundredths, but I don't know. Kim Nielman just might have had the best heat of her competition life.
Well, and Lisbeth Meyer did the homework for us. A 39 and a 31 Malman started last year in January, or this year in January. She started at 25 today. That's a heck of an improvement. Anna Fernstedt then. Second best speed.
But 65, she'll get it down to 45.
A real glider.
Not much. She's in 4th place, tied for 4th with Jacqueline Lowling.
Jeff Payne, the coach there. And again, another big crash into the crash mats.
Well, no start on this track. She did 6th in the China event, so longer track. Oh, she started smile.
She started 3,900 slower than Kim Malman's, John. Came down only 6/10 behind her. That's good driving.
She's famous for that.
Yeah.
Look at the exit. I mean, on this track, short 1,200 meters. Over there in China, we have the couple 100 meters longer track.
Well, she is tied in 4th with Jacqueline Lurling. 100th back, Dan Schau and Megan Henry.
couple times.
100th, covering 4 sliders. That's tight. 10 sleds down and 15 to go. Race 1 of the BMW IBSF Women's Skeleton World Cup in Innsbruck, Austria. Martin Haven and John Morgan watching the action. Last January's runner-up here, hometown heroine Janine Flock gets underway for her 88th World Cup race.
Well, 3100's back. If there's anybody that knows where the Austrian shortcut is in the bottom part of the track, it's Janine, who's coming off a World Cup season title from last season.
This is her 14th World Cup race on this track alone. She's only once been off the podium since 2013.
Well, Martin, she's got 300s. She's not going to be in the top 4, I don't think, unless she finds that Austrian shortcut. Best speed. Here comes that shortcut. 39, 54. Best speed. She's going to get it down. Could get it into 3rd. She could beat Tina Herman.
Wow.
She does.
6/10
By
back to
1700.
2500s back.
She had the 8th best start, 3rd best finish. Boy, I'd like to have a camera on Tina Herman right now. Janine, who 17th at the Yanqing China event a few weeks ago, which attracts, that should favor her because it's longer, more time.
Where's the yellow vest of last year's World Cup champion? Multiple race winner here. Is she going to get another medal out of this one? She and her coach and partner, Matthias Guggenberger, working with the Dukurs brothers and the Latvians. Good to see a return to form and fitness and racing for Mimi Reneva, the 33-year-old from Calgary in Canada. Did not race at all last year. She is a 3-time World Cup race winner, and her best result here, 2nd place back in 2017.
Eighth best start, that's doable. We just saw Janine Flock with the 9th best start, rocketing to 3rd. Martin, the Yanqing China track, the finish time, winning time was 1:02. Here we're going 9 seconds longer. I mean, or 9 seconds shorter.
Well, you know, mountains are big things. I'm always worried that tracks are a little shorter than they could be. It's time for some 2-minute tracks.
9th best speed, not good. Start time was the 8th best start.
A lot of work with the
6,200's
feet.
back. This looks like 6th, 5th, or 7th. 10th. Wow. Boy, did she lose time on the bottom, Martin. All the way down. 8, 7, 7, 5, 9, 10. So her mistake must have been up in the exit of 9. No speed. Exit of Kreisel we're going to take a look at. That's the place, slingshot effect to the bottom part of the track. So this is the exit of Kreisel. And let's see her entrance. Yeah, there it is right there, the entrance into 8. That's it, Martin. She headed down to the 5th best time at that point and then continue to lose it. This is not a straight line to the bottom either.
And this is all knock-on from the Kreisel. Brought it down a little early, bounced, hit the run down into 8, hit off the exit of 9. They're all easy mistakes to make here. That's one of the strange things about this track. So well known, so easy to make mistakes. Jane Channel from North Vancouver. Last year raced in the Intercontinental Cup. She did 1 World Cup race. She finished in the medals, 3rd place in Koenigsegg before going to the World Championships. Best result here back in 2017, she was in 6th position in the World Cup race in Innsbruck.
Well, she's always a good start. There it is, 5:25. That's top 3. Finished 22nd though, very disappointing at the Yanqing China event.
Well, she came back from that and at least made the cut for the Canadian team. Of course, that was on her home ice in Vancouver. And this is where she became a bit of a YouTube sensation. Remember, John, with all the brooms?
Yep. Yep. 1600's back. This is pretty good. If she's got top speed here, she'll get the top 5. 9th best speed, though. That's probably going to sentence her to. She could still.
7th or 8th at the line, maybe. I don't know, maybe a little higher, 4th or 5th?
5th
place.
Great.
Yeah.
50-hundreds, that's right in the mix. 800s behind Herman. 1000s ahead of Fernstad and Lowling. Good run for Jane Chanel.
John, she's about the only person who's got any fresh air in front and behind them. Everybody else is in a near dead heat. Good run from Jane Chanel, as you say. She's got room to move up, maybe. Didn't get as badly affected by the start group, but you still see the wriggle of the hips and the toe come out.
Well, you know, that's a great run. You know, Martin, the 3rd best start. That gave her a chance.
Yep.
You know, to compete. But that skid there, look, that's a long skid right there. She went from like the 5th best speed to the 10th best speed.
All right, first slide of the regular season for Jane Chanel. Next up, Laura Dees of Great Britain, Olympic bronze medalist in Pyeongchang. 8th place here in January. Former equestrian eventer, captain of the Welsh tetrathlon team. Came to skeleton a decade ago. Started sliding with Amy Williams. And then, of course, with Lizzie Arnold. She is now the senior party in the Team GB lineup.
8th best start. You know, her experience, it's all about the speed, keeping the thing straight. 11th best speed is suspect. If you got the 8th best start, you should finish 8th or better at the bottom.
She's got plenty of experience here. This is her 53rd World Cup start.
A couple years ago, Martin, we saw her win that event in Altenburg. I think it was in 2015, 14-15 season. 13th place, 1 second plus back.
Yeah.
8th best start, 13th best downtime. Kim Meilmans, I keep looking at that.
I know. Well, you know, if you take her out of the equation, Nikitina, Flock, Herman, Channels, Fernstedt, and yeah, okay, so far so much. And then the other big shock, 8th place, Dan Schau, the 18-year-old rookie, tied with Megan Henry. Both of those. Yeah,
Megan Henry's
really...
Megan Henry might have had the best heat of her career, too. No, I think she won a medal over here. She won a medal on this track 3 years ago, didn't she? Yeah, so Megan Henry's
a good run.
The 18-year-old,
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. Love you all.
So from Wrexham included. Next up from Bath, courtesy of Queensland and her marriage to Olympic bronze medalist, is Jackie Narracott. Turned 31 2 weeks ago. Her 38th World Cup race. Her last one here, though, was in January 2020. So she's had a couple of partial seasons. Hi to Don Parsons back home. Or Hubby, as he's known, I guess.
14th in the event in China a couple weeks ago. A lot of, it looks smooth, but I don't think that was the fastest line through there. Let's check out the speed. 10th best speed with the 10th best start. So, a tap there. That's...
Well, she's just come from training in Altenburg, so the challenge there, or here, is not to steer, whereas in Altenburg you absolutely have to.
Pretty much 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way down the track, 10th best speed. Late there, though, tap.
Picking up a bit of speed at the bottom. Another Bromley sled.
13th.
Where's she going to be at the line? 13th
1
place,
second.
exactly 60 seconds back. Joske LeConte, her coach.
I think that's good enough to make the cut, though.
Absolutely think so. And she is, what, 1500s behind Brogan Crowley, 1200s ahead of Laura Dees. So Laura Dees, 14th out of the 15 sleds who have come down so far. Well, Jackie Narracotte's been ploughing a lonely furrow in Skeleton on her own for most of her career as an Aussie.
Yeah,
Occasional
no
appearances from Nick and Dean Timmings over the last couple of seasons, but with a, I believe, full-time male Aussie slider this season. So it's always nice to have somebody from back home to chat to. Of course, you've got Aussies in the bobsleigh field as well. Now, our second most experienced slider next up, our most experienced slider, Katie Uhlaender, 91st World Cup start for the American veteran, who is now 37 years old, finished in 13th place here in January.
Seems to be pretty healthy. Start time 2100s back. She 5th in Yanqing, China. Pretty good result there. Looks like that track suits her style. 13th in this race last year, Martin, and the last race on this track.
First race here was back in 2007, John. She took a silver medal then. And
Yeah, she won the World Cup title.
Yeah,
I think she
still
took
her
World
only
Cup
podium
title
here.
that season. World Cup title, multiple Olympic medals, world champion, I think, in no classic, right? So she's got all of the medals. 7th best time.
Yeah,
Speed,
good
good
speed.
exits there. She's
Here we
coming.
go. Top
She
5
could get
run,
into
maybe?
the top 5. She could get top 5 here.
All right.
10.
Wow.
Oh, what happened?
Well, she
Of course.
selected reverse there, somewhere down in the labyrinth.
But from 5 to 10, it's separated by 1500s. So she
Well,
had it
there
going,
is
Martin.
that.
Can you guys
There
Yeah,
is
so
that,
she must have lost some time.
Hey, 14 years on from her first race, still the most dangerous part of this track is the outrun. 14 seasons since she made her debut here, John. I mean, that's astonishing. The longevity of her and Janine Flock is remarkable.
She would, when she was winning medals, she had a better start than this. But of course, at 37 years old, it's hard to maintain that start. But
well, the start
you know,
really went away when she had that accident on the farm that busted her knee up so badly. That really took a
and we're out of
long time to come back.
If you could put it before the turn, just put more.
Yeah. There we go. That's absolutely what everybody wants, just more. Next up from Italy, Valentina Margaglio, 28 years old, finished just out of the medals in 4th place here in January. She's been 5th, 6th and 4th last year in the 3 races we had here. A quarter of her World Cup career has been played out on this one track.
good starter, Martin, evidenced by the #1. Wow. That's impressive. We saw this on her last year. Didn't she start off in the back of us as a brakeman? And then the Italians convinced her to come over here. 5:16 start. Very impressive.
500ths off the track record. That's impressive.
And she's young, Martin, so she's got her eyes set on that home Olympics in Cortina, Milan. And with the start time like this, she's got a chance. She's still got green numbers. This is 11th best speed, though. Yeah, red numbers now. 200 back. This is still awesome. Still could get her in the top 5.
Well, for a young talent like Valentina Margaglio, top 3, that is awesome. Okay, so she's behind Nikitina by a 10th, but she is ahead of Janine Flock, Tina Herman, Jane Channel, Anna Fernstedt, Jacqueline Lurling, yada, yada, yada. That is a brilliant first run.
Yeah, well, the 3 sleds behind her at 56 and 56 in start times. She had a 16 start time.
Yeah.
You want to become a skeleton athlete? Cover the track with a good start like that.
Well, Valentina, wild by hair and wild by nature, but boy, she carried the speed, John. Look at that.
If she starts to figure out how to get this little tray down the track, she is going to be a threat in these years to come. That start, when you possess the best start in the competition, just a matter of time before you break through.
Yep.
Give her 5 stars for the hair, though, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's had a long, warm summer, and it has definitely helped her speed. So, next up, our 18th slider from the USA, Kelly Curtis, only her second ever World Cup start. Made her debut in Koenigsegg in January of this year at the end of last season. That was just a limber up for the world champs, 5:42.
Hoosick Falls, New York athlete, so not close to Lake Placid, but it's closer than most.
Same state, which is, you know, getting there.
Same state. People forget how big New York State is, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's the size of England, but, you know, whatever. Intercontinental Cup champion, the second tier of sliding 2 seasons ago, the last time there was a regular season, if you like.
Top 10 start, she's brought it into the 7th position.
Yeah.
See if she can get a top 7 or 8 speed here. Top 5 speed. This is impressive.
Whoa, holy moly.
Whoa, she was almost over there.
Little while, where's she going to be? Definitely top 10 and 7.
That's pretty
ahead
impressive.
Of Fernstedt and Lurling. That is very impressive.
Is this her world? How many World Cups does she have, Mark?
2. One in
2.
Koenigsegg last January, just before the Worlds, and then she went to Altenburg when we were here, and then she did the Worlds. So Kelly Curtis, second World Cup ever, and most of her career has been spent in North America, so she's not exactly as dialed into this track as some of the women in front of her, like Herman.
No mistake there, Martin. There's 7, 8, 9, and 10, and those 5 sleds are separated by like 300s.
And both US sliders are in the mix. Kelly Curtis, 200s ahead of Megan Henry. Yeah, that's the smart
nice
we want
work.
to see.
She's happy with that.
No kidding. All right, lots of people to thank as ever. This is Kimberly Boss, bronze medalist here in January for the Netherlands. So Kim, 28 years old now, 3rd in the world champs. 2 of her 3 career silver medals came on this track last season in our 3 races at Innsbruck.
10th at the Yanqing China track a couple weeks ago. Start time, pretty good. Let's see if she can maintain the speed here. Top 5 speed, 7th speed. Not bad, 7th best start, 7th best speed. And she's got enough experience, Martin, to bring it down. Boy, she does anything like Kelly Curtis just did. Could the track get faster? Look at this. 4th best speed. She's only
4th best speed. She was 3rd last race here, John, and she's had 2 silver medals on this track as well. She is more than capable of being on the podium.
5th best speed. She's only 1700s back here. She's 1400s back. She's coming. This could be a top 5.
He'll be ahead of Janine Flock, Valentina Margano.
Wow,
second equal with Elena Nikitina. Man.
Wow, another tie. We got 5 ties. 4 ties. That's impressive, really.
What is it we always say about how boring Eagles is to watch?
Martin,
man, this is turning into some race already.
Martin, the leaderboard has the Belgium sled and the Dutch sled, 1 and 2. How many times have we ever seen that in our long careers?
Yeah. Well, listen, maybe it's a changing of the guard. Belgium, Netherlands, Russia and Italy ahead of Austria, Germany, Canada and the USA.
I'll tell you, both of them, Kimberly Boss, Kim Meierlens, both have better start times than their past seasons. They were good drivers.
All right, so who else is going to produce something big and exciting here? This is France's Agathe Bessard, just 22 years old, Olympic bronze medalist in the Youth Games 2016, held here. Debut in the World Cup was last season. She's only had 19th place finishes, the mascot, the marmot from the Alps, yeah.
Is it her father
By,
that works at the track, La Plana?
I think so, yeah. I think he's track manager. 19th best speed off the
start time is
18th best start.
So she's going to have all she could do to get here in the top 20. She's the 20th sled down.
Yeah.
Speeds improve, 16th best speed now. She keeps this pace up. She's, you know, still in the 20th spot.
Well, I think of the 5 sleds behind her, at least 4 have top 20 potential, maybe all 5. So it is going to be a bit of a knife fight, I think. 17th best speed. She's in 19th place at the moment, ahead of Eunji Kim.
19th.
And 19th at the line. Okay, so 1 behind her. That was one of her bobsledding teammates. Couldn't quite figure from the beanie and the mask which of the blonde twins it was. Spoiler, they're not twins.
She got my favorite helmet award, though.
Yeah, I'm loving the marmot. And the enthusiasm from Agathe Bessart, born and bred into this, and she was nagging her father to let her slide skeleton for years.
Pretty good exit of the grooves there. Here, drifts to the right. How much skidding do we see? Some spray off the runners a little bit. Hit the wall, came straight. You know, her start time is what put her in that position.
Yeah, always wanted to slide ice.
Martin, whoever put that camera in where the athletes start is great.
Yeah. So Kim Marmons and Kimberly Boss, your top 2 from Elena Nikitina, Valentino Margalio, and the rest. 20 sleds down, 5 to go. Only 20 go through. What about Elena Tarachenkova? 7th World Cup start for her, the Muscovite. She only raced in 1 World Cup last season. She made her debut back in 2017. So in 6 years, this is only her 7th World Cup start. But she was 4th in the World Championships in Altenburg in February.
She was 7th in the race in Yanqing, China, a few weeks ago.
That's her best result here, but a 7th best start. She is currently in 7th place. Is it going to be 7s all the way down? She's heading towards the top 5 at the moment. And this is going to put Eunji Kim out of the race. The Korean rookie will not get a second run.
7th best speed, 2,200s back. She's in 5th at the moment.
Elena is going to be in the top 5, 4th place.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Wow. Look at the leaderboard. Wow.
Yep.
2 Russians and there's a tie for second.
Look at the ages. Look, it's the young generation. Kim Marmons leads, 25. Kimberly Boss behind her in 2nd spot. How old is Kim? She's 28, but Elena Tarachenkova, 21.
Tina Hermann is in 7th. The best German's in 7th. You have an Austrian, an Italian, 2 Russian sleds, a Dutch, and a Belgian sled in front. This is strange.
Elena Tarachenkova, a good start and a better drive. So what about Alessia Crippa, another youngster, now 21. The Italian finished in 17th in the last race here. Her best race, 13th place. And that was, she in fact had 2 of them last season. And they are her best ever World Cup results. But this is only her 9th race. So she spent a 3rd of her World Cup career here. 3 of her previous 8 races have been on this track.
21st at Yanqing's track. Start time, not bad, you know. 9th best start. Another one of these young Italian athletes, Martin, looking at their home country Olympics in Cortina, Milan, and so are all the rest of us.
So 9th at the start, but drifting out to 14th at the crossing, 22nd speed.
Ooh, big skid there too, really costly. Now,
It's all going the wrong way. This might not see her in the race.
At the moment,
Agathe Bessart.
hanging in there, but barely.
Only just, not as good speed as the French woman. So Agathe Bessart is in. No, she's out. Cripper is in. So Alessia Cripper on the bubble. 1.13 behind.
Laura Dees is back in the danger zone, but I gotta believe she's in. Hannah Nice is gonna knock a few off.
Hannah Neisser and Gita Tiralda has the possibility as well. Maybe not so much here, but she starts strong.
Hey, she had 9th in the event a few weeks ago in China, the Yanqing track. So, and Nice was 2nd. So we got two sleds are definitely going to make the top 20.
You would think.
I think.
So the question mark is over.
Laura Dees is going to get knocked out.
I think she might. Alessia Cripper on the bubble. May well not make a second heat. But what about this young lady, 23 years old? Her World Cup debut was 2 seasons ago. Didn't leave China last year. Did the Worlds in Whistler in 2019 and Altenburg in 2020. So talk about a school of hard knocks. It's only Lynn's 8th World Cup start.
See what the start is. 18th best start and a really ragged exit of 1 into 2. And the speed is 23rd best speed. You know, Martin, she had the 18th best start, the 23rd best speed. That's relative to the skid between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to make the cut.
No, her World Cup best is 16th, and that was here 2 seasons ago. But right now, 23rd speed out of 23 sleds. It was all undone with that skid at the start, wasn't it?
Yep. Well, with the bad start and then the skid at the start, it was like throwing out the parachute. Not good lines here either. But
again, eyes on the prize of Beijing and trying to qualify to make herself part of the Chinese team.
There's Andy Schmidt.
55.17.
He is the big card for the Chinese. All he brings his experience over here from the British program to here. And I bet you she doesn't finish.
The program works. It's knowledge of how athletes work. I think that's the real key in bringing Andy on board.
Yeah, he knows how to hook up the athlete with the sleds.
Oh, again, that start groove. And that's what Tina Herman was so vocal about. She was really cursing out the start groove as she got out of the finish tunnel.
Well, I'd hate to be up at the top of the track talking to her right now. She's in 7th, and there's 2 sleds to go. This one right here, this one here's got talent.
Yeah, she could easily take a medal here. Didn't race here in January's race. Youth Olympic silver medalist in 2016. The Youth Olympic gold medalist, Ashley Pittaway, has retired late this summer, so she will no longer be sliding. So this is 21-year-old Hannah Neisser, 7th World Cup, made her debut last season for the German team.
And Martin, all she has done is finish 2nd at the Yanqing China event.
Yeah, you know. Well, at least that avoids the curse of test event winners never winning the gold medal. Maybe she listens intently to the commentary and takes it all on board.
Boy, with that, not a very good start either. I thought she was a better starter than that.
5:73, not a great getaway, 24th fastest. So on the bubble at the moment is Alessia Cripper of Italy. Laura Dees should make the second heat.
She's 1 second back. She's going to scramble to make the cut herself unless she finds that Austrian shortcut. 5th best speed. Watch this now. 5th best speed.
Hits everything in sight, and so some of the speed goes away again.
She's still on the bubble. She's still real
How
close.
is this happening? Across the line,
18th.
A second back, tied for 18th with Jackie Narracott. And Agathe Bessart is out, Alessia Cripper is out, and Laura Dees hangs by a thread. Laura was 100th faster than Alessia Cripper, otherwise she'd have been out.
I don't think we've got a great day here for the German skeleton women's team at the moment.
Yeah.
see her turn away. She was pretty disappointed.
Well, she's got a lot of talent. She needs a few more meters like her teammates.
She finished second on the Olympic track a few weeks ago.
And that's the one that counts, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like Georg Hackel in luge, yeah, World Cup races, whatever, they're 10 a penny. World Championships and Olympics, those are the ones you focus on. So our final slider, who made her World Cup debut last season, India Taraida of Latvia. Only her 7th World Cup race, but she knows this place well, John. She started sliding here, racing here, aged 12. He's now 12 years into knowledge of this Innsbruck track.
Well, all she did was finish 9th at the Yanking track a few weeks ago. So this tells me she got the 21st best start. But of course, if you slide in Sigulda, you learn how to slide tight, quick turns.
And of course, her World Cup debut last season was in Sigulda, where she took a shot bronze medal. She was as shocked as everyone else. But 22 of her 6 World Cup starts have been on this track, so a third of her World Cup career here in Innsbruck.
Martin, she's not going to do it at this pace unless she finds that Austrian shortcut, and I don't think she's going to do it. No,
so she's got 12 years of sliding here. It's not enough. Speed is better than some we've seen, but 22nd place.
So
and there's Lelda Predjelena coaching Endija.
Laura Dees lives into the second run.
Yeah, you wouldn't have put a lot of money on that 10 sleds ago. So, and Dia Terauda does not make the cut. She's 22nd. She was 11 hundredths out of the race.
Well, the 21st best start, but you can at least get it into the top 14 or 15 with a good drive down the track. But bad start, and then you make mistakes. This is the big high curve of 10. You got to exit there into the fastest part of the track. And
well, she was way up high and had to bring it down hard, and that is going to cost you speed. Coached by Lelda Predjelena, who incidentally was also who we saw coaching Agat Bessar. So I didn't recognize her with the hat and the mask. So the first run is complete, and as expected, hang on a minute, wait. As not necessarily expected, Kim Marmons of Belgium is our first heat leader. A great first run by little Kim, 25-year-old, looking for her first World Cup win. Has not yet had a World Cup medal in her career, John.
Martin, this is shocking, but look at the leaderboard. 9 different countries in the top 10. Take a look at that leaderboard.
Look how close it is. Tied for second. 1200s cover the top 3, and then from Tararachenko back, another 400s cover the next 3, including Janine Flock, who's slipped a disc and is still struggling with that in 6th position. And then again, 4 athletes covered by 100th. Fernstadt, Lurling, Zhao and Henry ahead of another tie. It's just super tight. 18th, there's a tie there as well between Jackie Naricott and Hannah Neiser of Germany, and Laura Dees scrapes in by the skin of her teeth by 100th of a second. Alessia Crippa and Dia Terauda, Agat Bessard, Lin Hui Yang and Kim Yun Chi will be with us to watch the second heat. Join John Morgan and me, Martin Haven, and the rest of the IBSF TV crew for that. It comes up at 1600 local. That is 1500 Greenwich Mean Time, 10 Eastern. We'll see you then. Bye for now.